And once again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Shadow Gallery. I am your host, as always, James Donnelly. Today, we are going to, I know some of you might be expecting comic reviews right now, but we're going to hold off on that. We're going to talk games for a bit. We're going to talk about last week's release of NOIRE. It's the newest game from Rockstar. At this point in time, I may or may not have made the mistake of getting it on PS3 because obviously it has downloadable content available to it already since I pre-ordered it, and there's an additional bonus mission that you get to go on that, of course, I can't redeem yet because the fucking hacker assholes that hacked into Curiosity into the PlayStation Network, so they still have the store down. Anyway, so on to the actual game. Now, wow, okay, see, now while I was kind of a fan of the Grand Theft Auto games, and I was a bigger fan of Red Dead Redemption. This is by far the best game that Rockstar has ever put out. It's just there's no comparison to anything that they've ever done before. I mean, not only I'm not going to get too much into the mechanics of the like the motion capture technology that they use for the faces. You're going to see some people in this game that you've seen before in this or that, a lot of character actors, not many, famous people or anything like that. Basically what we've got here in LA Noire is we've got, if you took some of the coolest elements of your favorite Rockstar games, like Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption, and you threw in and you added LA Confidential to plus a dash of real LA history, like with as in the case of Elizabeth Short or the Black Dahlia murder. You get something that's really extraordinary, which is my favorite kind of game always, is a game in which the story is as engrossing as the gameplay is. Because there's a lot of games where it's just, the story is great, but the gameplay sucks, or the gameplay is great, but the story is just like, oh, come on, man, really? That's just fucking stupid. But LA Noire is honestly the best, certainly the best new game that I've played so far this year, and probably the best all-around game that I've played since Mass Effect 2. I'm talking about Mass Effect 2 for Xbox 360. Because that was just amazing. Mass Effect, you've probably heard me go on about it. But anyway, LA Noire, you're following, and if even if you harken back to LA Confidential, which is a great movie, a classic, one of the best films of the 90s, you'll see elements, very definitely elements of that in this game. You see basically, this kind of tight-ass, by-the-book, very, smart, college-educated, young officer named Cole Phelps is, basically just recently back from Okinawa, in which there is this whole other backstory. He's, as he rises through the ranks of the LAPD in the in post-war Los Angeles. And first of all, the visuals in the game are just, not even counting the facial recognition, the face rendering, the facial rendering technology that they use. That's obviously groundbreaking, but I mean, just graphically, the game is wonderful. The gameplay is sort of what you'd expect. I mean, the actual like action, quote unquote, action gameplay is pretty much what you'd expect from a Rockstar game. They don't really, it's kind of like if it ain't broke, don't fix it, type of thing. And the actual missions, the story-based missions, are fascinating. They really are. It's a really interesting game to follow through from beginning to end. I'm going to be as spoiler-free as I can possibly be. And you get some neat surprises. There are things that since you can probably tell by my shirt, I'm a big Whedon fan. There's what I consider to be a nod to the show Angel on this show, and it's exchanged between two characters, the people that play them in the game. I think it's just cool. But anyway, it really it's about as cinematic as a game that you can get, because of the technology that they use, and because it really seems like, okay, these people are there. They're not just in some studio. They're out on the streets of post-war 1940s Los Angeles. I also like the fact that the Irish homicide chief, his name is James Donnelly. Although it's spelled differently than the way that I spell it. Anyway, it's only one N in this game, but for me it's two. Anyway, the gameplay mechanics, like I said, obviously the other revolution that's in this game is that is the interrogation scenes in which you are asking questions that a detective would ask a suspect, and you're trying to get to the bottom of their story, and based off of the movements of their face, you can cast doubt, or accept the truth, or basically, it's not just a game that is, okay, well, I sit this person down and this and a cutscene feeds me all the information that I need to know. It's not just, okay, well, I've arrested this person, I need to question him now, and I need to find out, well, did he do it? Can I get a confession out of this person? Which is, since there is underlying threaded plot throughout almost the entire game, or at least throughout the, because you get to play as basically three, as four different divisions of police. You're kind of a beat cop, you're a street cop at first, then you're a homicide detective, then you're a vice detective, or advice or administrative vice detective, and then you're an arson detective, which is kind of a weird road to take, but when you play the game and you see the story, it's really, it's amazing. Playing the game all the way through. Now, I mean, I didn't find all the cars, and I didn't, I was trying to do all the street crimes, because there are 40, at least for right now. I'm sure there will be more once more DLC comes out for this game. Of course, I can't access it again because of fucking PlayStation. But the thing that is just that's really magical about this game is that you can play it probably a number of different times. A, it's not going to get boring, and B, there's going to be other things you're going to find out on the way, because, hey, I didn't get all the answers right. I mean, because there is, it does show you, okay, well, which of these questions did you get right? Which of these questions did you get wrong? There are intuition points where you can use, if you're through PS3 and through Xbox 360, if you have, if you have the Wi-Fi, if you have an Xbox Live account, um, you can ask the community, basically, okay, because each question that you answer, each question that you ask, I should say, there is, a certain amount of probability whether or not this is going to be right. And that's one of the gameplay mechanics that is really cool, is that if you don't have like an Xbox Live account or internet connectivity, it doesn't really matter, because you can use these intuition points that you can build up and save up and store up to remove one question, so that you have a better option of getting one right. So I mean, that to me, it's hard. It is difficult and it is frustrating. There's no doubt about that, but it's fascinating at the same time. I would rather be mildly frustrated, and there are times, because there is a little bit of kind of a cheat in the game where you can basically quit the game after an unsuccessful interrogation and then go back in to where you started pretty much where you started the interrogation, and ask the questions again, and see and cast either accept the truth, or that you doubt the answer, or that it's a complete lie. The other thing that people made kind of an issue about was the whole thing that if something is too difficult, you can bypass it so that you can keep playing the story. I only found the need to use that once in the game, and it's kind of a stupid moment anyway. I'm really unsure as to why they even threw this moment in as far as the gameplay is concerned, but you know what, they did it. I ended up passing it up anyway, so that's fine. So I mean, that I think is actually nice, because it does allow people who are playing these games as kind of an escape from the day-to-day bullshit that we all go through, to relax and enjoy playing a game and getting through the story, and having a good time while doing so. The one thing that I hope that they will do with with future incarnations of this game, because there's certain to be sequels. Rockstar is already working on a sequel. Is that they give more options, because this is in the day where it was not an unpopular thing to beat a confession out of a suspect. I was hoping that this would give more opportunity for you to perhaps kind of, in almost kind of an RPG style, to kind of toe the line of, okay, well, and then based on those decisions, see where you would wind up. If you would be, again, kind of a Mass Effect type of thing, or Dragon Age, whether you're more of a paragon of justice or whether you're kind of a renegade. I think I kind of wish that it had something like that, where you had that option. But it doesn't, and maybe future ones will. Maybe future ones will be a little bit more, instead of being so solely story based, that it will give you the opportunity to kind of stray off the path a little bit, and and do something that is unusual for a player to do in this type of game. Because obviously the progression still has to remain linear, but there can be different things that go on here. It's BioWare's done it incredibly successfully. There's no reason that a studio like Rockstar can't do it either. So anyway, those are my thoughts on LA Noire. A great game. I would give it absolutely a 10 out of 10, and definitely worth buying. And the replay value, I think, is pretty high. I'm already kind of starting to play it again, because I do want to solve all the street crimes, but I'm really more waiting for when PlayStation Store gets back up online and I can redeem my code and get more content. So anyway, great job to Rockstar. If you like the video, thumbs up. If you don't like it, thumb it down. If you're a comics fan, also, because some gamers are going to come here, probably more of them than comic book fans. Check out my other stuff. So that's me. This is the Shadow Gallery signing off. Have a good one.